But here's the truth: self care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Hello, beautiful women of God. Welcome back to the Balanced Woman, where we dive deep into living a life of faith, purpose, and balance. I'm Dr. Sylvia Jones, the Queen of Vision, and today I want to talk about something that many of us struggle with: self care. But here's the truth: self care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Let me ask you this: how often do you put everyone else's needs before your own? Do you feel guilty taking time for yourself? What if I told you that by neglecting self care, you're actually limiting your ability to serve others effectively? Today, I'm going to share with you three reasons why self care is not only necessary, but it's also a crucial part of living a balanced and fulfilling life. First, self care replenishes your energy. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not get weary. They will walk and not faint." Just like our physical bodies need rest and nourishment, our spirit needs time to recharge. When you take time for self care, you're not just refueling your body, but you're also refueling your mind and spirit. People, self care is so important that God made it one of the 10 commandments. It is called the Sabbath. It's one of the 10 commandments is to rest, to take some time for yourself, to rest and to spend time with God a whole day out of the week. He says to rest and spend time with me. That's how important self care is. I remember a time when I wasn't honoring the Sabbath. I wasn't taking a day for myself. I felt like I had so much to do. I had young children, I had a budding business, I had a marriage, I had all of those things. And so I was working myself 24/7, 7 days a week, no break, no nothing. And I remember going to a service about the Sabbath and taking it seriously and how it is. It really is one of the commandments. It's right up there with don't kill, right up there. You take those, and how important those are. Not taking the name in vain, not having idols, not doing all that. It's right up there. No more. We don't have to do that anymore. I decided to start to not do anything on Sundays. I started to try to do that. And it was difficult in the beginning. It's very difficult because there's a lot of things pulling at you. And not saying that I do it 100%, but I'm about 85, 90% ish. Okay. I'm moving up in my percentages. Sometimes the only thing that sometimes gets in the way is some of my children's sports activities, stuff like that. But even when I'm trying to sign them up for something, I try to sign them up for things that don't have. I try to sign them up for activities that don't have Sundays not involved. So yes, you really have to be cognizant of that time. And so on that day, I take it as my self-care day. And so I rest, I read my Bible, I do things that fill me up, that give me peace, that bring me joy. I talk to my family. If I'm going to talk to my friends, I do it on that day so that it can be a space of self-care and self awareness and just bringing myself back to a space of alignment with God before I go into the next week. Now, sometimes if I have something, I might be out of town or what have you, I will even try to reserve an additional day during the week. If I can't take Sunday, then I'll try to get a day during the week, because really now that I've started to really practice the Sabbath, when I don't do it, I feel tired, I feel wore out, I feel stressed. And so I really don't want to feel like that. God is not giving us that kind of energy. He says that the Lord will renew your strength. But in order for you to renew your strength, He's also telling you to follow His commandments, follow what He told you to do in the first place. So imagine trying to pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you do not have. By prioritizing self care, you ensure that you're operating from a place of fullness and strength, ready to face the challenges of life with renewed energy. You have something to pour from. You're not just running on E. Second is that self care enhances relationships. Mark 12:31 tells us to love your neighbor as yourself. Notice that Jesus didn't say to love your neighbor instead of yourself. He said, love your neighbor as yourself, not instead of yourself. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to love and serve others. You will find yourself becoming more patient, more present, and more compassionate towards others. So, like I was telling you, I take my Sabbath. My whole family, we've gotten into a rhythm of resting. Even God rested, took time for Himself. So, He rested on those Sundays, on the times when we really do rest. Our family becomes closer on those days. We don't have to do but talk to each other. So it's a time when my children have something important to tell me. They might find themselves telling to me on that day because I'm available, because they know I'm just sitting and I'm not doing anything that would be a distraction. I push all of that other stuff aside. My family becomes the top priority. Maybe me and my husband take a walk, and we get to talk, connect. Self care also is like providing a space of availability. When you're just busy all the time, when can somebody get just a little bit of a space to be able to talk to you for an extended amount of time? But it's definitely a place where relationships can be built. So think about it, really think about it. When you're stressed and exhausted, how does that affect your interactions with your loved ones? Are you always telling them, no, come back? I got something to do. Why are you bothering me? So taking time to care for yourself isn't just beneficial for you. It's also a gift to those around you. It allows you to show up as your best self in your relationships. Finally, self-care honors God's temple. 1 Corinthians 6:19 reminds us, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. Our bodies are sacred, and taking care of them is an act of worship. By nourishing your body, your mind, your spirit, you're honoring the temple that God has given you. Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. And so that means you need to take care of that temple. Your physical body, you need to take care of it. That means you eating a nutritious, a healthy diet, you getting exercise, you doing things for your body that keep it working and keep it in shape. When we go on the airplane, if you've been on a plane, you'll know that every time you get on there, they'll tell you the flight attendant will get up there and she'll start talking. And sometimes you want to tune out, but a lot of times they'll say, every time you get on this plane, they're going to tell you that if you have a child with you, if you have assisting somebody, make sure that you put your mask on first before you assist the child, your air mask thing. And you would think, why would they say that? Don't that just make sense? But apparently not. Because us as women will start to care for our child, make sure they go to football practice, and make sure that they go to cheerleading practice, and make sure that they go to basketball practice, and they get all the things that they need. Will pay extra money. They have so many activities. And however, won't for our own gym membership, won't join our own class, won't do things for us. But I'm here to tell you, just the attendant said, put your mask on first, because you physically cannot take care of someone if your body is out of order, if you're sick, if you are overindulged. It's hard for you to care for others. So take time for yourself. Go for the walk. Go to that class. Do something for you. Be physically active. Do things that's going to help you grow old gracefully so that you can still run around with your grandkids. They will appreciate it. So self-care isn't about indulgence. It's not about lavishness. It's about stewardship. It's about recognizing the value of what God has entrusted to you and taking the necessary steps to maintain it. When we treat our body, our mind with care, you're aligning yourself with God's desire for you to live a healthy, vibrant life. God said that Jesus said, I came that you might have life more abundantly. And that more abundant life requires self care. So there you have it. 3 reasons why self care isn't selfish, but necessary. It replenishes your energy, enhances your relationships, and honors God's temple. Remember, you are worth it. You are worth the time and the effort that it takes to care for yourself. Check out my book, The Purpose Driven Side Hustle. If you really want to take care of yourself, not only just yourself physically, but helping yourself financially so that you can have multiple streams of income to be able to afford to indulge in some of the things that would help you physically, spiritually, and mentally. It is in just 30 days, you can have your own business. You can look into the talents and the gift God has given you and have that for you. And that, my friends, is also a form of self care. So, thank you so much for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more faith filled insights. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one way that you plan on practicing? I want to hear from you. What's one way that you plan to practice self-care this week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay blessed, balanced, and take care of yourself.